And I'm already pressing record.
Right.
Yeah, so the infamous Hakan Dogan. Feel free to put the microphone closer to your mouth, just so you can actually hear your voice the way you're hearing mine.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
it's pretty
hearing
good.
you. It's nice. So
Perfect.
everything's okay now.
Everything's okay. So officially welcome to the first episode of the Transylvanian Nights podcast. So it's not the first episode that I'm doing, but this is the first episode that I'm doing in English.
Thank you very much about invite me, and I am so happy. And this is my pleasure to meet you and to do this podcast together.
Same here. Well, we've met in Dogma, which is like a local pub, right?
Yep.
And both times we've chatted, we spoke quite a lot about Turkey, about politics in general,
Yep.
quite a lot of stuff. But it's a good thing that there was a lot of alcohol involved because I forgot most of it. So I'm kidding, obviously, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad to have you down here. And I did promise some good wine, and we'll get to that as well. So it's some good local stuff.
Great.
And maybe in the meantime, you can tell us a bit about, where you were born, how you ended up in Romania, because that's pretty much what is interesting about.
Yeah. First of all,
us.
I am south of Turkey. I mean, near the Adana I born, and so unfortunately, we had a big earthquake that area, and so it is not good.
Sorry to hear about that.
I'm sorry also, but and after the earthquake and everybody started to come back to life, but it's not so easy. Anyway, and so I am a food engineer, and so I came to here. If honestly speaking, it's my first visit to here. I came to Brăila.
So that's Brăila, right?
Brăila, yeah.
Pronounced in Romanian.
Yeah, Brăila, and so
For possible listeners. Yeah, let me grab one of those glasses. Sorry, and I'll interrupt you. We'll make the listeners envious. You can hear it in the microphone as well. The way it's pouring. It's really good wine, by the way. So
I will try.
there you go. Good man.
Thank you.
Cheers. I'll pour one for myself as well. But yeah, I remember you mentioning the earthquake, and I thought that was going to be an interesting topic of discussion as well. I don't know how open you're about chatting about it, because it's traumatizing, right?
I live in Istanbul, but my parents was over there. My mom was over there.
And I already know that she's okay now, but listeners probably don't know. So your mom's okay.
Yes, thanks God.
Thank God.
She is okay, and because she survived in the few hours ago, because she traveled from her home to my sister home, and just 10 hours ago, that is the effect. And
wow.
And her building's totally damaged, and you cannot imagine, you cannot see, I cannot describe that one, because they catch the one earthquake, and after they catch the second earthquake, and after again they third earthquake in the same time. And the first and second earthquake, between first and second earthquake is just a few minutes, between the few minutes,
Yeah.
maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It's like something like that.
Is it like an aftershock?
Yes, it's aftershock. And
wow.
after 9 hours ago, another one, but it's not aftershock. This is another one.
That's a different earthquake.
Yes, and 7.7, 7.5, and it is the biggest. And also. First earthquake took 9 minutes.
Wow.
Sorry, excuse me. 90 seconds.
90 seconds, because I thought 9 minutes,
Yes,
that's like total demolition.
Yeah, sorry, that is 90 seconds. And if you say about that one, they say about this is the effect of the 12.
Okay.
So because of that one, and everything damaged, and we lost our neighbors. It's unbelievable. I don't want to think. I don't want to come back, because in Turkey, according to culture, our neighbor is not like a neighbor; it's like a friend. You can visit them, you can see them, and each night you can tell them about everything. And if you have any meal or something else, you can share with them. It is not like a family, you know, not
Yeah,
not
it's a closer
yes,
relationship.
very close relationship because it's our culture, you know.
It is. It's
Anyway,
amazing. It's an amazing relationship. I'm sorry that you've lost so many people, by the way, because
yeah,
I've seen it on TV. Like a lot of people have been following at that point what's been going on, but we literally can't imagine
you know,
how bad
when I heard that
it
one,
was.
I shocked, you know. I
Yeah,
didn't
like
do anything.
walk me through it. Like if you're okay with that, like what were you doing? Like you were already here in Romania at that point.
Yeah, no, I was in
You're
Istanbul
back
that
in
time.
Istanbul.
Yeah, I was in Istanbul, and
And sorry, I'll interrupt you again. Can you do me a favor? Just pull the microphone a bit closer to your mouth.
like that.
Yeah, like that.
It's
Just
okay.
yeah, because you can hear your voice as well, and just adjust it like
I see.
just so it's comfortable for you as well. For your
No, now it's okay, huh?
it is perfect. Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah. There we go.
I was in Istanbul that time, and my mom called me in the midnight, and just he said, "My son, our home is not now on the place. It's totally damaged, and we cannot. We couldn't get any information from our neighbors." And I shocked. And few days later, I went to her city, and when I saw that one, unbelievable, you know.
Yeah. So just so listeners are clear, so this is Adana, right?
Adana, but
Adana.
Osmaniye. He's the Osmaniye.
Osmani, and this is like it's the eastern part of Turkey. Right.
Not eastern, you know. How can I say? I can say that one is the south. Normally, east of Turkey is the other side. For example, Diyarbakir, or you can say they can say southeast of Turkey.
Southeast. I'll try to put it up here. Like
yes, Adana. But
said.
if you say don't go too much, Osmaniye is written over there. Did you see?
There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
Osmani.
Yeah.
So you're actually close to Syria. You're almost closer to Aleppo
No,
than.
yes, but is most close is the Antakya, Hatay, you know, because they had a neighbor over there, and so
Yeah.
over there is a too much mountain, and you cannot pass easily over there. Just it takes 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is the effect. And so the main center of the earthquake is the Kahramanmaraş.
Kahramanmaraş, which
Ye-
it's up there, right?
Yes,
It's the
and
north.
so that is affected also Iskenderun. I mean, look at here, come down. Yes, and also Antakya and Antakya is totally damaged. You
Oh
know,
god.
you cannot imagine, and you cannot see that one.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw videos. I mean, and whoever is curious can just look it up. Like buildings have literally collapsed.
There is no buildings now. You know,
There's no buildings.
No, everything is flat now.
Raised to the ground.
Is the
A lot of people say. Yeah, wow. It's an interesting area, and I do hope to visit it one day. And that brings me to the fact that I've actually never been to Turkey, even though it's in the neighborhood. And a lot of Romanians actually go there to visit.
If you would like to go to Turkey, and if you would like to visit the Turkey, and just what is your target? What do you want to?
It depends. So there's two ways of visiting it. And one is to just fly there, stay at a resort, and visit a few of the local attractions.
Okay.
But the one that I'm more attracted to is actually hopping on the motorcycle and just driving through Turkey and visiting as much as you can.
If you bike a motorcycle, and so you can go to the Cappadocia, and so
Cappadocia. Yeah, that's obviously it's beautiful, and it's world renowned with the hot air balloons.
And also you can go because of the motorcycle. You can reach over there is easily because of that one. I am telling you.
Yeah. Let me just put it on.
It is here. Look at the.
I literally can't see it, but
yeah,
because you know where to look. So
if you have a mouse, and I can help you for everything.
God, see, this is something I'll have to sort out, but.
And this is the action.
If I'll give you the laptop.
Okay, great. And so, if you would like to go to the, Cappadocia is the. Just a second here.
That brings me to another interesting location that I want to talk about.
Tell me.
Derinkuyu.
Where is the Derinkuyu?
It's just south of where the mouse is right now. You have Kaymakli, And then
This is-
Derinkuyu. Yeah. I think I may be mispronouncing that, and pardon me.
No, this is the just the village name. You know, normally is the Cappadocia is very closely here.
It's another. It's this is unrelated to our current topic. It's you're familiar with Göbekli Tepe, probably. So an archaeological site that's roughly over 10,000 years old, apparently.
I don't think so. This is the not very historical place here, you know, and we have the most interesting place for the archaeology, and so just come. I will show you,
Karanmaraş.
and just a second. Antep, Urfa. Okay.
Şanlıurfa.
Yes.
I'm completely mispronouncing that, and I have to admit that this is completely ignorant from my side, but I've actually never heard of this place before.
This is over there is a Göbekli Tepe, and so
So this is the location of
yes,
so
and
the,
this is the city center, but also over there is a Göbekli Tepe is the historical place, and so first is coming or something else, you know, like I don't know about the history, but is the very very important places over there.
Well, I've listened to quite a few archaeologists talk about it as well, simply because it's very old. It's like over 10,000 years old.
I think so. It's here.
Yeah, and it kind of rewrites the history of humanity.
Yes, exactly like that. Let me write it
Because it
here.
kind of just proves that humanity's actually been around longer than
Yeah.
history or mainstream history states, and the fact that it exists, it obviously there's a lot of theories now going on.
It is here, and so
Possibly it's related to Atlantis, or people have been doing agriculture before, so earlier than mainstream history suggests. And because of Göbekli Tepe, there's actually Derinkuyu, the one we were talking about earlier. It's like they have an underground village that's like 5 stories deep.
I don't know that one.
5 levels deep. Neither have I, until I've listened to like a Netflix documentary. It was Graham. I forgot the archaeologist's name, and it's a bit odd because I follow his work quite a lot. But as soon as I'll remember, I'll mention it. But he showed up on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple of times, and Joe's interested about the subject as well, and about possible ancient history, ancient civilizations, the possibility of ancient civilizations, and Joe Rogan's podcast being as famous as it is. Netflix picked up the topic, and they've done like a 7-episode series on ancient. I think it's called Boo. It's not ancient catastrophe, but it's something that likes. I'll look it up, and whoever is interested in can just find it on Netflix. Just if you type ancient catastrophe on Google, it'll probably come up. And that's where I heard about Derinkuyu as well.
I didn't know. Really.
I haven't heard about it before myself, and there's theories about why it exists, about invaders coming from the north or something, and people moving underground. But why would people move that deep underground, like 5 stories deep for that long of a time, if it wasn't maybe like a natural disaster or something that could have possibly wiped out an entire civilization?
I didn't know. Really, I haven't heard about that one.
It's fine. I mean, we'll look into that at some point. But before we move any further, we have this good wine that's been chilled. So we'll move on to that. I just wanted to give you the water glass as well. And
Do you want the water?
Hakan, no, the wine. Hakan, thank you again for joining me. I'm glad you're here.
And
I'm glad
my
your mom's-
pleasure. It's my pleasure to stay here and join to your podcast.
Thank you. And I'm glad your mom's okay as well.
Thanks, God.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wonderful.
Good stuff, right?
It's perfect. I love it.
I'm glad to hear. So we've got more where that came from, so feel free to
Okay.
to enjoy it. Look.
One bottle I will bring. I will take it.
Sure. Derinkuyu, I'll just put up like there. I don't know if I'm typing that correctly.
I
am. Derinkuyu.
Exactly.
So it's instantly bringing up
Yes, you
the
are
caves,
right.
like the underground.
But I
City.
understood it now. And so if you go to the Cappadocia, and so you can stay, there is some hotels. They are in the cave.
A hotel that's built into the cave?
Yes, exactly.
Pretty cool.
Write it over there in the
On Google Maps. So
yes, they're in Kuyu. Or
I don't know if I can. I'll have to go back and then there we go.
yeah.
Yep. This is the location.
And look at the Rose Nest Cave Hotel. Look at like that. You can see the sun.
I can see. Oh, there we go. Rose Nest Cave Hotel.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Yeah. This is from the cave,
And this is inside the cave.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
274 RON a night. That's roughly like 50 euros, 50 something euros. So it's
Yeah.
decent. It's actually pretty decent. And yeah, no, I'll have to consider it. Just 'cause obviously the Turkey's a big country and it's got a lot to offer. You've got the connection between Europe and Asia as well.
Yeah.
So you're transitioning.
We have too much different culture, It's
Yeah.
unbelievable because we have how can I say, Asian side we have a different culture, East side we have a different culture, North side we have a different culture,
Yeah.
Middle is a different culture,
Yeah, plus you have the Kurds living there as well.
Yeah.
And it's predominantly religiously it's Sunni Muslim, right? Turkey.
Most of them, yep.
Most of them. And what's the other? Shia?
She.
So Shi'i.
Shi.
Is it pronounced? Part of my ignorance. But I know we spoke about this as well on Saturday night.
Okay, forget it.
On some level. No, I mean, we spoke about it, but I can't remember a lot of it.
Yeah. And also we have a different, in the religion we have a different, like a Christian, we have a difference. For example, we have a Sunni and Shi, and another one is the Hanifi. Maybe you don't know that one, but we have also this.
What is it called?
Hanifi. We call that one is the Hanifi, but I don't know the English. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
But
I'm
it is okay.
Yeah,
religion is a religion. Religion is for the people.
It's similar to this place. You have like Orthodox, you have Catholics, you
Exactly.
have Reformed Christians as well, plus quite a few religions as well, sub Christian religions in the area. But like even in Romania, I think on the southeastern side, there's an area called Dobroja, which is on the Black Sea.
Yeah, Constanța.
So it's where Constanța is as well. And I know there's quite a few mosques, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Turks living there as well.
I don't know that one, but I know I don't know their religion is the Muslim or something else. But I know they know very well Turkish. They spoke very well Turkish because they are coming from during the Ottoman time.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Actually, one Turkish fellow from Romania I've met in London. And it was odd. He was working at the Turkish restaurant that I mentioned. So while I was living in central London, I had a real decent Turkish restaurant nearby.
Okay.
And the fellow working there, he was Turkish, but he was from Romania. And it was odd because I'm Hungarian myself, but it was Romanian that we shared. So we shared a language that wasn't English. It was actual Romanian.
Also, we share, how can I say? Also, we share our country with the others people. For example, Kurdish we have now. And so also... near the Hatay, Antakya, it was written over there. Over there is also Arabic peoples, because they comes from the Syria and they start to live. And also, I would like to explain you.
Please go ahead.
And maybe you know the Atatürk, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk.
Yes, I've heard of him.
And so is he's the unbelievable. You cannot imagine about his mind, He has a very good sixth sense.
Okay.
And because normally his name was the Mustafa Kemal. And so we gave the surname to him and we called him Atatürk.
Which is like the grand G.
Ata means the first, Ata means the grand.
The Grand Turk.
Yeah, Grand Turk, it means exactly.
That's a good last name to have or title.
Because
But when did he live?
He lived
roughly
1881 and he died 1938.
Holy crap. I mean, you know that specifically. I thought maybe you could mention what century.
Because this is our history.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is how can I say?
Now I feel ashamed because I wouldn't know some of our heroes when they were born and when they died. I just know roughly when they lived or the time region when they actually done something relevant.
I would like to say that one. And in my office in Turkey, you can in most of the office you can see his picture.
Oh, it's good.
His post. How can I
People
say?
look up to him
Because he designed the Turkey. After the Ottoman Empire, he designed the Turkey.
So he kind of redone and rebuilt Turkey basically with his rule.
Exactly, because first he warred, against the Greece, against the England, against the France, Italian.
Oh yeah, one was. I think I've picked up something about that. Was that the time when they done something about Cyprus as well? Like with Cyprus being like half Turkish, half
that is another one.
Cypriot Greek.
Yes, this is another story.
That's a different story.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is different. This is another story. Normally, in the and I would like to say that Atatürk, survived the Turkey, independent to Turkey, because he changed everything over there, and after he started the democratic, country.
And there we go.
Now,
so he kind of modernized it.
Modernized. Exactly, the modernized. He changed the clothes. Revolution. Exactly. Okay, modernization, revolution. He did everything.
Yeah, because the Turks are, from my perspective, and this is complete stereotypes that I'm thinking about the Turks in general. Like I'm just comparing the Turks to Arabs from our perspective, like Middle Eastern countries. Obviously, Turkey is not in the Middle East, but it's close to it. Turks tend to be way more developed, I think, or more enlightened on some level, and they're religious, obviously. And I've met some very religious Turks as well. But
I would like to say that we are not more religious country, because we are thinking about that one. Maybe that one, but it's Turkish, maybe it's Arabic. Like, what does it mean? That means you have to separate the government and the religion.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do that one. And because of that one is after the Atatürk, everything is the change. And according to Cyprus, if I explain to you, everybody knows that one. And Turkey attacked the Cyprus. No, Turkey didn't. Never.
I'm not familiar with the topic that much. I just know that the situation
because
exists.
that situation came to me when I was in the Malta. Because I went to the Malta to learn English. I studied the English in 10 months in Malta, and I learned, and now I am speaking from the Malta because of this is affecting me.
Very good.
And over there, and I had a presentation, and I explained my country, and also I explained over there my country, and also I explained the Cyprus over there.
Okay.
And what happened to Cyprus? Just I would like to say that one first. Some organization in the Cyprus, there is a, how can I say, hard side of
like extremist
against the Turks.
Okay, so it's like extremist Cypriots.
Yeah, like that.
Cypriots against.
They started to, attacked to Turkish people. Sorry, not Turkey, Turkish people.
Okay.
Because they were together normally, island was together, not separately.
Okay.
And after, they started to attack the Turks over there. And our government say, okay, please stop it, that one. If you don't stop that one, we will come and we will start to,
we'll invade Cyprus.
Yes, we will start to give this piece of the island. And they started again. They didn't control everything. And after what happened, our government sent the army to them. Because think about that one. You are Romanian, and you have another land, another country, and sorry, you are.
I'm Hungarian, yeah, but I'm also Romanian from some perspective.
Yes, and so think about that one, and this is the example. Don't think about the serious.
Sure.
And so Romanian attacked to you.
Okay.
Okay, and so what is gonna be behave of the Hungarian?
Well, they wouldn't be happy.
They would be happy.
They wouldn't be happy.
They wouldn't be happy, and so what happened? They will start to
reciprocate.
Yes, and they will start to keep you, and because you're how can I say, it's coming from your blood. It's not it's not your citizen, or maybe you are citizen, but but it's not. It is not same things,
Yeah. I see what you mean. thing that I looked into, like I've looked up the Cypriot situation on some level before, but not ethnically, not from an ethnic perspective. It was something about like territorial dominance.
Yeah.
In the sense that if Turkey has part of Cyprus, then, you know, there is the international treaty like 200 nautical miles offshore of any given country. You own anything, like all of the resources that are underneath the sea.
Not any resource. You know, we don't care about the resource because
not necessarily just the resources.
Just I would like to say that one. And Cyprus side, I mean the Greek side is the, how can I say? There is a more resource. Over there is a water. Over there is a more green. You know, but we didn't think about that one.
But not. I don't mean like the resources that are on the island itself, but rather the maritime dominance, like on the sea. Like if I'm looking at on Google Maps and I'm gonna try to zoom out, and I'm trying to zoom out here. Probably cut out some of that. I have no idea where we are. We're in the Black Sea. No, we're actually in. How the hell did we end up in?
Look at
Africa. Yeah. So there we go. We got Cyprus right here.
Yes. Did you see the light? You know, line. Did you see? Upside.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. There we go. You got the drawn line there. There we go. But then theoretically, if Turkey would dominate Cyprus all the way, then they still have like maritime dominance, again, another 200 nautical miles offshore. And I don't mean necessarily, again, like the resources that are in the Black Sea, but a connection, maybe like they have like issueless connection with Libya or Tunisia or something.
No,
like
yes, you are right. Maybe about our government is started to get some land from the Libya. But anyway,
that's a different topic.
If you come to the Cyprus, if you would like to, dominate the Cyprus, we can get it everything over there because that time we had a more power. We were more powerful than the Greece. Okay. But we didn't do that.
It's a very deep history. Like Turks and Greeks, they go very far back.
Yeah,
right?
Because it's coming from the Atatürk's time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just I would like to say that one. Atatürk is born in the Greece now. Land is the Greece now.
Thessaloniki?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, they're just south of Bulgaria. And there was like the Ottoman Empire. I think it was part of the Ottoman Empire. Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
It was the Ottoman Empire time. He born it. But
it's just up here. I've been there several times simply because whenever you go to Greece, it's Antalya, and this is where you have Thessaloniki up there.
Thessaloniki.
Yeah, so this is the one. Simply, again, the reason why the stars are shown up here, I love the Ionian Islands, and I've been there quite a few times already. And normally we'd go to Thessaloniki, and from there we would drive west. But again, I need to switch that up and actually drive towards
if you go
Turkey,
to Thessaloniki, and you can see over there also the home of the Atatürk, When
you can actually visit that.
Yes, I will visit then. I will not yet, but I will visit that one with my daughter.
Okay.
Because now in the culture, we will explain to our kids from beginning of the Atatürk, We are explaining his story. We are explaining what he did.
But that's good. This will bring me to a different topic of discussion. You grew up in a country that has a very strong national identity, which I approve of.
Yep.
Compared to the West, like in general, the West in general, like I'm talking about the United States or the United Kingdom as well, in the sense that they're sort of not ashamed of the fact that they're maybe Americans, but they're ashamed of their history on some level because of slavery, because of what they've done to the Indians, and they kind of keep hearing about this. A lot of people won't put up flags. Or you've probably heard, like this was pretty recent, like last few years, about football players, like American football players, kneeling when the anthem was put on, kind of as a protest against the anthem or against the country, against what they're standing for. And then there's racism and all that stuff. But in Turkey, and I'm not just Turkey, but countries in this region and Eastern Europe as well in general, there's a lot more national identity, and people are proud of their history as well, even if it's changed. Like we've seen war for the last 1,000 years. I know, like the Ottomans have invaded both Romania, I think, and then Hungary as well historically. But it doesn't mean that we will not get along now. No, we share good wine. We talk about interesting stuff around the world. The history is history.
Yeah, history is history, but just I would like to say,
Yeah, go
and
for it.
also, just I would like to say, I don't have any problem with the Greece, Now I don't have.
Yeah, because I remember you brought it up. Like you have a quote
Forget
as well.
it. That
Okay,
one.
we'll forget that one. Okay.
This is the between us, because if I say that one,
Yeah, then
this
okay,
is-
yep. We'll forget it.
and this is the
But again, just because that came off like saying like forget it, that does come off as if you would have something against Greeks, but you don't have something against Greeks. There's like certain individual that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he or she is Greek.
no. This was the history, because of
Yeah.
that one. Just I explain, because
Yeah.
and if I came to the after the First World War, and so the Greece came to the Turkey, and so you can see here Izmir
Yeah.
till
south.
very close to Ankara. They started to, get it, but it doesn't happen because Atatürk was the first of the general over there.
Yeah.
In front of the army, and
Good defense.
good defense, and everybody's went out.
Yeah, but even the history goes way deeper. Again,
Is-
between
is-
Turks and Greeks
if you see that one, is unbelievable. You have to read. You have to read that one. Is more important.
What about? I don't know if you've seen the show on Netflix. I think it was about Suleiman, but that was about the Ottoman Empire.
No,
so
that one is the Sultan Mehmet.
Mehmet. Okay, I haven't watched it yet.
Watch it. That one. There is a two.
I'll get into it.
Okay, there's a
Yeah.
two series. One of them is from the Istanbul. Another one is the Vladimir.
Vladimir, I think. My dad watched
Second
it.
one is the Vladimir. First one is the
Yeah, because I did get that as a suggestion as well, and I know my dad watched it, and I started it, but it started off with Turkey, and I know I switched. I just haven't watched it yet. I'll get to it, but
and this is against the Vladimir.
that was
Normally,
Vladimir like Vlad Tsipish.
I don't
It's
know.
like the Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula, exactly.
Oh God, the guy was.
Normally, if it's true, but I am asking you, there is a two brothers. Am I right? And
Vlad
Vladimir,
and his brother, right?
Vladimir has a one brother.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, but you're probably more familiar with the situation.
No, just
if you watch
because just I watched that one from the Netflix. I don't know that one.
I haven't even watched it, so I don't know.
Okay, and
I'm moving faster with the wine than you are,
do
by
it.
the way.
because I am speaking too much, and so I am not couldn't find to drink. Anyway,
That's fine.
and
It means you don't need alcohol to
no,
to be chatty, which is nice.
No problem. Just Vladimir's father sent them to Istanbul,
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
and and they were very close and very friend of the Fatih Sultan.
Okay, yeah.
Sultan Fatih,
Yeah.
and they were together according to Netflix serial. I am telling first that one, and I heard that one and I watched that one because of this is something like that.
Mhm. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that is it. And
But that's between again like Romania and the Ottoman Empire at that point. But your history with Greece goes back way further. So it's before Christ. Supposed Christ. Supposedly he lived 2,000 something years ago, right? And
no, it's not
internationally, I
2000s.
think. So I think that like the
Approximately 120 years ago.
who Christ? No, well, I was talking about like Jesus Christ, the supposed
Sorry.
prophet, like
Yes,
son of God.
Yes. Okay.
Just because I was saying BC, which is like before
Yes.
Christ, but I know that there's another term like before,
Before Christ is written.
but before like or common time or something like that. But it's like that was like internationally agreed to be used. So instead of saying before Christ, and either way, it was before BC. So it was like I think 400 BC. That was like the downfall of Greece.
Yeah.
But I think like Troy, Troya.
Yes,
Troy.
Troya is the.
I know it's somewhere it's west
It's
on the western part
Çanakkale.
of Turkey.
It is in Çanakkale.
Oh, there we go. It's up there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's interesting because like everybody is familiar with Troy with the
If I were you, if you go to the bicycle, I mean the motorcycle.
yeah,
sorry,
close enough.
no bicycle. Bicycle is not possible. If you go to the motorcycle, you can go to don't go to the Istanbul. You can come from the Gelibolu. Did you see the Gelibolu?
Yeah.
And after that, when over there is a bridge, and you can go to Çanakkale, and during the Aegean side, you can go to the south of Turkey and by
Izmir as
motorcycle.
well.
Yes.
I'm, like a lot of people are doing it, and obviously I haven't done any adventure riding yet by motorcycle. I intend to get a motorcycle fit for adventure riding. I have this dirt bike. You've seen it out here. You know, it's I've retrofitted like 50-50 tires, so it's pretty much an off-road motorcycle, but with tires that can go on-road as well, and it's obviously registered, so I can drive on-road as well. But it's a single piston engine.
Yeah,
it requires a lot of servicing, so a lot of oil changes. You have to do it very often. Plus, it doesn't have a windshield. You can't really go like you can't do long distance riding with that. But I do intend to get a touring bike with which I can go actually to a place like Turkey.
Also, if you go to the bike car, you know, you can go from the Asian side to Antalya, where you want, you can stay, and so it is very good adventure for you.
I mean, I could try that as well. Car would be nice as well, simply because we've done Greece a few times, which it takes like 3 days anyway to get to the Ionian Islands. If you're driving during the day, you spend the night somewhere and then you keep driving again, like from Transylvania, because. For people from Bucharest, for instance, like anybody living in Bucharest, when they want to go for a holiday in Greece, they'll probably go to Thassos, which is like just this island right here.
Yeah.
And they can do it in 1 day. So they'll wake up early and they'll drive down straight, cross Bulgaria, and they're in Thassos. But if you want to go to the Ionian Islands, that's another extra day, like between Thessaloniki and then, is it Lefkada or Kefalonia or whichever. So yeah, we could do Turkey by car as well. But a very basic question, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be curious about this as well. How safe is it? How safe do you think it is?
In Turkey?
Yeah, like for anybody from Romania maybe to drive over to
Yes,
to Turkey.
Just be careful about the cross road. That is it, because we don't have that rules in Turkey.
Okay.
And others is okay, you can, I am telling you, and the most dangerous city is the middle of the Turkey, because over there is no rules, nothing.
Oh, which one is it?
Like after the Eskişehir, Ankara is started. Aksaray, Konya, and also Kayseri is they don't have rules. They don't have rules. But Aegean side, I mean the İzmir, Kuşadası, Bodrum is more safe.
I wouldn't be concerned about Izmir because it's a big city, so it's international as well.
Izmir most, how can I say, one of the safety city.
That's good.
It's wonderful city.
Rhodos is nearby, so you're already almost in Greece if you're in Izmir,
yes,
right?
And look at if you look at all of the islands, just we have 2 islands over there. There's
this is Lesbos. This is also Greece, right?
Yes, that's also Greece. And look at the Gökçeada.
Limnos, Gökçeada.
Gökçeada is the one of our land, island. Another one is the Bozcaada. Where was it? Bozcaada.
Is it just this one?
Maybe.
There
exactly.
Yeah.
And others, all of them is from the Greece.
They're all Greek. Like I'm sort of familiar. I'm fascinated by Greek history. And by history I mean their mythology mostly.
Yeah.
As well. That's interesting, and it's been put into movies, motion picture a lot of times. Zeus and all his stories as well. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Assassin's Creed video game.
Which one? I am not. It is not my interest as video game for me. No.
This is what I'm asking. So if you're not familiar with video games, like there's one called the Assassin's Creed series. So there's like a game that's maybe played in Venice. Then there's one played in London. One played in Scandinavia. The one called Odyssey is played in Greece. I know it was released the same time as the one in Egypt was as well. So the two are pretty related. And I know the latest one that they'll probably release is. Can't remember the name of it, but it'll probably be about either Babylon or either way it will be played in Iraq. So sort of this region as well. But I think like the main character's somewhat Turkish, I think. I can't remember the name. It's not important because if you're not familiar with the game, then it's irrelevant. But this is pretty much the reason why I'm fascinated about the history, just because I got very good insight. You have a very open world in the video game, and you can even you get on a ship and you can sail to any of these islands as well. And I think on the map, I think the most eastern island you could go to was Lesbos, if I'm not mistaken. So you couldn't go all the way to Turkey. You saw it on the map, but you couldn't go there. particularly?
Normally, I would like to say
Yeah,
that one.
sorry,
If,
go
for example, if you did you see the just a second, please?
Go ahead, yeah. Take a laptop.
Just a second.
Yep.
Here is the Dikili. Did you see?
Dikli, yeah.
And because of my father's job, we left the Dikili, and I stayed
Wow.
over there 11 years.
11 years.
Yes,
Long
and
time.
after if you want, for example, now I have a just passport. If I have a passport, I can go to the Mytilene.
Okay.
One day I can travel and I can turn back to Dikili. It's just
So you don't need like a visa or anything.
no.
Like that.
I don't need any visa. I don't need anything.
Okay.
And
So that's
so
pretty nice.
they are making the travel, to get the more business, to get the more,
What did your dad do for work?
just traveling. They are coming to Dikili. We are going to do, Mytilene is the way, one ship, and this is the.
I'm actually not familiar with the islands. Like Mytilene is the town, right? Oh yeah, this is Lesbos. This is on Lesbos.
Yes, Lesbos. This is
Okay. Yeah.
and this is the, there is a ferry boat, ferry.
Yeah. You could even see it. Yeah, there we go. Was it from Dikili or from?
Also, Ayvalık is
Ayvalık,
possible.
yeah.
Also, is from the Turkey is possible.
Okay. Well, Ayvalık is part of Turkey, right?
Yeah, all Ayvalık also part of Turkey.
There we go. Interesting. Feel free to have a few sips of wine. Bless you.
Thank you very much. I don't want to make a noise.
It's fine. Like we can cut it out. Like this is the fun thing about a podcast. Like you can remove stuff that you're not comfortable with, or breathing sounds, all that, and you're not super professional. Like we're not diplomats. We're not politicians.
Of course, I am not.
and I'm not a journalist myself. Like I've never studied to do a podcast. I just find it more interesting because I think anybody listening or watching it can resonate more with the way we're talking than with a journalist, simply because they're using more of an academic language or a more diplomatic language, whereas we're just talking about like everyday language, about everyday things, and could be history, could be archaeology, could be politics, finance, whatever the topic is. That does bring me to politics as well, because Turkey's a hot topic on politics, especially right now. I think you have the elections in May at some point.
14th of May.
14th of May. So it's a pretty decisive election in the sense that Erdogan's been
I think the
president for how long has he been?
21 years.
21 years already. Okay. Like I'm unbiased about Erdogan because I don't know what to think about him. Like I'm just an average person in the sense that like I'm in finance. I roughly follow it. In the sense that I occasionally look at the Turkish lira as well. It's an interesting case study because it's very different from any other currency.
Honestly speaking, when he was the first time, 2002, I think, he was the great. I can say that one. He was the wonderful, and he was
prime minister at that point, right? Like,
yes, he came the prime minister. And that time he was very good, unbelievable. We are working, they are working very well. They improved Turkey and they did everything. And our economy was wonderful because money was turnover.
Yeah.
And
you have foreign investments as well at that point. Yeah.
No, that comes to second time,
or
third time they started.
Okay, yeah, that's one.
And after second time also they were okay, but third time they started to sell the lands to foreigners and apartments, and they gave them to citizenship,
to foreigners who were investing in Turkey. Okay.
Yeah. For example, if you have a 250,000 euro and you can buy a flat or something else, and after we can give you the Turkish citizenship.
But you can't have that in a lot of countries, like including Cyprus as well and Malta.
Malta, I don't think so. I am not sure about that one because Malta
don't quote me on it. So don't quote me on it. Maybe the level is higher, so it's not 250,000 euros. Maybe
I think I am not sure about that one because Malta is the expensive city, more expensive city in the
country, right? Because Valletta's
the country and also island. Because I have been over there,
I've been there like a couple of years ago, I think, or 3 years. Maybe I can't even remember when I was. And I loved it. Like it's
very
a beautiful
wonderful
country.
Yes.
Like,
and so just how can I say, for the Malta you don't need any hotels or something else. Just put the sun back.
Yeah.
and get it some mat for the sleep, and that is it. Go and sleep. That is it.
Pretty much. And most of the people that travel there are doing this as well. And it's very, very well connected as well. You can just get on a bus and you can go to whichever part of Malta as well. But we rented a car. So I was there with my girlfriend and we rented a car.
But how did you drive? Because
I used to live in England, so I was used to driving on the other side of the road with the right hand.
It's
like
too
wheeled
difficult.
car.
It's too difficult.
And the roads are very narrow. And Betty was doing some time-lapse videos as well, where she just put up the camera, the phone, and just to see where we were driving. And some of the driving experience was very interesting. But putting that aside, we visited pretty much everything there is to visit on the island of Malta, and then we went over to Gozo as well, which is again different, but beautiful, man. It's a beautiful island.
Yes, and Malta is the business city. Gozo is the vacation.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Valentina is a capital.
Is the capital itself, yeah, and I think what about and historical as well.
Yes.
So we were doing laundry there.
And so maybe you can go to the Pashaville because of the nightclubs is over there.
Yeah, well, let me just take the map there. Like, move over to Malta because it's fascinating. But we'll be traveling to Sicily in May, so I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe you went to Comino for the swimming?
We went we actually went east first and then went down south and went back up west. So we were pretty much driving around the island
because Valletta and the Slema is the closed, you know. St. Julian's is the St. Julian's is the nightclub city. The nightlife is over there.
And we were staying in Sliema. You see the star, like
yes,
La Branda La Rocca. I think I don't know if that was exactly where we're staying.
You can stay a little up, you know.
I think like the hotel that we had was roughly on the waterfront here. It wasn't the waterfront hotel, but it was up here roughly in some place. But and it was beautiful even there. So and we took a walk every single day.
Yes, I was walking, you know, because that time I didn't know the English, and so I have to learn the English. I had to learn the English, and honestly speaking with you, I didn't have any Turkish friend over there, you know.
Wow.
I had, but we didn't speak to each other any Turkish.
Okay.
We decided, okay, if you don't know, explain me body language.
Oh yeah, somehow like using your hands and feet.
And so don't speak with me any Turkish.
Just so you can learn English. Like,
yes, because of that one, you know. And I stayed over there 10 months, and after 10 months, I started to speak English, and I started, you know. It was my time is changed too much.
And you speak perfectly good English, by the way.
Not now very well, but it's okay
you do
now.
Even now, you're in an international country, so to say. You're in Romania right now, so you get to use English every single day at your job, right?
Yes, because
but you still have to use your hands and feet to explain.
Of course.
Not everybody speaks English here, right?
Yeah. And anyway, and when I went over there, I stayed over there. I told the 10 months. And the weekend, I was working one of the Turkish restaurants.
Okay.
And, you know, first I started to live in the host family. And after I canceled that one, I got my money back a little, not too much. But I rent a flat with my friends. They were the Turk. Also, they were the Turks. Okay. But they worked on the one of the Turkish restaurant, and they always work at the night shift, and I know the time when they left from the home, and I arrived exactly after them. So home, don't speak any Turkish again, you know.
Yeah, just to avoid speaking Turkish.
Yeah, because I don't want to speak the Turkish because everybody was asking me, and my host family told me, Hakan, why you are leaving from here? I told them it is so expensive, and so I cannot stay more. Okay, but I saw that one in the most of the Turkish people, and so they left, and after they forgot to speak the English. I told them, no, listen to me, and I will do that one. And after few months later, and we met each other, and what she told me, exactly that one. Hakan, congratulations. Because you told me that one and you did that one.
Nice. But you haven't forgotten English.
Yes, I'm proud of that one. It's unbelievable.
Not surprised. You should be proud. And you've
Yeah.
lived in a beautiful place. Like, where were you living actually?
I was my home was the San Julian's,
St. Julian's.
and so my work was the Sliema.
Okay. Oh, so that's where the Turkish restaurant was.
Yes,
Just because there's a lot of Turkish, there's a lot of restaurants, not Turkish necessarily, but there's a lot of restaurants in the area. So I know as you're driving down here, like on this road,
Yes, exactly.
there's a lot of restaurants there. I remember that. Like,
And we had there is a Turkish restaurant, but just get my pocket money. That is it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to be in Malta, which is a beautiful country. So
But it's so expensive country.
It is. I agree. Especially, I mean, when was this? Did you already have the Turkish lira at that point? When you were in Malta?
The Malta was how can I say? They had a Maltese lira and...
okay, so they had the lira, but then what about the Turkish lira?
Just I will explain you. Yeah. 1 euro was the 4 Maltese lira. Sorry. Yes, exactly. 1 euro was the 4 No. Their money was more expensive than euro.
Okay.
Yes, it's like it's very close to GB.
Wow. The GBP, the
GBP,
British pound.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
British pound.
Yeah, even the stuff that I have here stored, it's the things that we've visited. And again, I really want to go back there just because.
Me too, but now I am waiting to my daughter because also my wife, she went to the Malta, but we were the different time, we were on the date.
Yeah, but they're living in Istanbul right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And also we would like to show our daughters, okay, I stayed here, also your mom stayed here, and so we met
in Turkey.
We met in Turkey, yeah.
That's interesting.
And so
what about Maltese though as a language? Did you
Maltese language is the mix.
It's very Arabic. It sounds
yes. Is this is the between Italian and Arabics is together. For example, they have a marhaba.
Yeah.
What
marhaba.
does it mean? Marhaba is a
hello.
Turkish hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Also, we can use about that one in Turkey is the merhaba.
Marhaba. Yeah, and Morocco as well.
Yeah, because this is Arabic words,
Yeah, it's, again, like Malta is like the most Arabic-speaking European language in the sense, European language because they use like a Latin alphabet, and they have letters that are only used in Maltese.
But I will say that one during the Ottoman time, we were using the Arabic words. Atatürk changed revolution that one
To Latin?
Yes,
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, and we have a, how can I say?
Just kind of westernize the Ottoman Empire, just to have more like a Western.
Exactly. And if you say something after the First World War, okay, we started the independent.
Yeah,
we fight it with the other countries. Just think about that one. After the 10 years later, Atatürk established the flight factory.
A flight, like what, plane?
Yes,
factory?
plane factory.
Wow.
But what happened?
I don't know.
Others canceled that one.
Yeah. Different interests, foreign interests, probably.
Exactly. And he funded too much the factory.
But who was Turkey dependent of? Like what's like, were they a colony of the United Kingdom, or at that point? Because I'm not familiar with that part of Turkey's history. Because the United Kingdom is very well known for having invaded pretty much every country around the world.
Exactly.
I'm guessing Turkey as
they
well.
got it to Istanbul.
They got to Istanbul.
Because, during the First War.
Feel free to have a few sips of...
Let me speak and after.
Sure, go ahead.
First World War. And, during the First World War, and the English enemy come to the Turkey, and if you see the Çanakkale, you saw that one.
Yeah.
And they started the pasta from the Bosphorus.
Oh, that's in Istanbul, right?
No, Istanbul is the Çanakkale. We have two Bosphorus. One of them is the Çanakkale, another one is the Istanbul.
Okay. Yeah, the Bosphorus Strait, and then there's the Istanbul Strait, which is
Yeah.
shorter. It's smaller
Yeah.
than. I have no idea where we are on the map again because I have that
Use
thing
the
going.
2 hand.
I was looking for the mouse.
Anyway,
I have a better solution. Like just type Google Maps again. There we go. And this is where we are. Like for anybody listening, we're in pretty much central Romania, right? Which is Transylvania. This is pretty much Transylvania. In case you weren't familiar with the geography, the local geography.
show.
Yeah, so anything like on this side of the mountains to the west is Transylvania. On the eastern side, this is, well, you've been to
Moldova.
Brăila. So that's Moldova. Yeah, you've been to Brăila, which is part of Moldova. And then it's Wallachia or Oltenia in Romanian. That's sort of the original Romania on some level, because that's where Romania started from. So Wallachia was like the founder of Romania, and that's where Bucharest is as well. And then they joined up with Moldavia, and then in God, I sound super ignorant right now, but it was just after the First World War when Transylvania got seceded to Romania. So that was like when Romania formed, pretty much. Yeah, that's how we ended up in Romania. So that's where we are. But going over to the strait, this is Çanakkale. That's the Bosphorus,
over there's
right?
another Bosphorus, okay? And so they came to the over there, then and they attacked the Ottomans. You know, Ottomans.
Yeah, I'm guessing to have dominance of the strait, right?
Yes.
Because of maritime power.
Yes, and
they've done the same with.
They came from the Australia. They came from the New Zealand. You know, soldiers. They came over there, and so every. Just a second, 14th of March or 17th of March, I am not sure. You know, and the New Zealand's comes to Çanakkale and celebrated their dates over there in Çanakkale.
Wow. Wait,
exactly.
How? Like, what are they celebrating? Is it like, please.
Because you know, their grandfathers
fought there and died in Çanakkale.
Exactly.
Wow. And it was probably for the United Kingdom, I'm guessing, and the dominance of the United Kingdom over the Bosphorus Strait. It was similar to the Suez Canal as well in Egypt. At some point, the United Kingdom lost.
There in the Egypt this is not natural, okay? But both of them is natural now in Turkey.
Well, they're natural. They're straits, but it's not the same who has dominance of the straits.
Okay, 18th of March.
There we go. Yeah, because I was like I think the Panama Canal is like the only one that's like the biggest one, the biggest channel that's.
Sorry?
It's an artificial strait, so to say, like the Panama Canal. Like the United States they've built it. They had dominance of the Panama Canal, but then Panama asked for independence. I don't know, I think they gained power over the Panama Canal. But that's the only one that's actually artificial, because the Bosphorus is natural as well as the Suez Canal as well. And they're very important maritime. For anybody curious about it, they're very important maritime points in the sense that that's where a lot of ships cross. And even in current times, in the 21st century, it's very relevant because that's where Russian ships cross as well. From the Black Sea over to the Mediterranean Sea.
Look at.
Yeah. Okay, so
they are from New Zealand, you know. They are coming and they're celebrating, you know. Look at like that.
Yeah, because they have family that fought in Çanakkale.
And so maybe you don't know that one, but
I didn't know. I had no idea, honestly, and I haven't heard about Çanakkale before. This sounds so ignorant of me, but having grown up in Romania, I was more fascinated with the West, as most people are. But having gotten to my age, as I am now, I'm 33 right now, I'm more fascinated about anything that's from the East. The West they have a very interesting history, and there's a lot of it. Like there's a lot of details, but the direction where the Western civilization is heading, I'm not a fan of that. So from my perspective, I'm kind of reverting to anything that's coming from the East, and I'm trying to get more info from there, because there's two extremes, in the sense that I've mentioned, like, it's. Can you believe that we've gotten to a point where having a national identity, wanting to have a normal family, and I'm saying normal in the sense that that's like 99% of the people are doing. Like yourself as a man, you have a wife, you have a child as well, and this is almost considered to be like an extremist thing to have from the West perspective, because they're promoting a completely different ideology right now. Talking about the whole LGBTQ flag and having like mixed families and all that, which is fine. But it's so weird that they're promoting it. And again, Romania is like a post-communist country right now. So communism fell here in 89. So that's when the dictator Ceausescu got killed. Pretty much assassinated on some level. Either way. So that was 30 years. And is it your phone? Like, feel free to get it. Like, we'll edit it out. Like,
my daughter and my cousin speaks each other, I think. Just a second.
Please feel free.
I have to call them, but later, not now. Anyway.
Oh, sure. Okay. Like,
Time up.
We'll do that. Do you want to do a timeout now?
Yes, please.
Sure. Yeah. There we go, and we're back.
Okay. Great.
And we're back. And the reason why you're in different frame right now is because I just kicked the stand when I wanted to sit down. So yeah, the frame looks different, but I don't think anybody minds. So we're back. TV will switch off in 5 minutes. Let me stop that. There we go.
Okay, now we explain about the New Zealand and
yeah, we're talking about the New Zealanders in wait, what's the town called? I forgot it. It's in the Bosphorus Strait, but the name of the city.
Which one?
What would see?
Çanakkale.
Çanakkale. Yeah, I keep forgetting the name because it's the first time that I'm hearing about this city.
Yeah, you can go to, because I told you about don't go to the Istanbul and go to the Çanakkale if you go to the, for example, if you pass from the border, I think you can pass border from the Kapıkule, from the Turkey.
Okay.
And you can go to the Uzunköprü, Keşan Way.
Like, I'm trying to figure out where it's easier. How is it easier, I wonder, to get down here? And let me just actually try to
and
put it
also
on there.
You can pass the Greece, and after you can go to the yes, it
I'm
is
just going to
here.
put directions on there from Reghin, which is where the studio is right now. And I just want to see where it would want to cross me over to Turkey. Okay, so we're crossing Bulgaria, Ruse, which is pretty much just below Bucharest, which is normal. And then I haven't been down here before.
This is the Kapıkule, I think.
Lesovo, it's called. What is it, the Bulgarian side, at least?
Hamzabeyli. You can pass from Hamzabeyli, another board.
Okay, so this is what Google is recommending then, but...
there is a 3 board, Kapıkule...
where is it? Is it this one, maybe? Like,
no. Come to
the left?
Left. Here, over there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm just trying to zoom in.
That board. I think...
This is Hellas, Romania.
That's Bulgaria. That is the right side. Did you see the pink?
Oh, the hotel?
Like that one is okay. It's over there is a Kapıkule.
Kapıkule,
blue is the
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's around here.
Yes, and also another border, and you can pass one of them.
It's pretty much where it is.
Sorry?
It's pretty much where it is. So we had the Kapıkule thing here.
Yes,
the hotel.
Exactly, over there. And so you can pass. And
oh, yeah, but this is still on the Bulgarian side. No, this is already Turkey.
And
this is Turkey.
If you go to the come down.
Okay.
Come down. And if you want, you can go to cross by ferry. But if you don't like that one, you can pass from the bridge. There is a new bridge also over there.
Well, there's multiple options. So we have...
yes.
This is on the Bosphorus. You mean on the bridge?
Yeah, Bosphorus. You can pass, this is the easy way for you.
Okay.
And
which does bring me to, again, the Straits. And I mentioned the maritime dominance and Russia being able to go into the Mediterranean Sea using the Istanbul Strait as well as the Bosphorus Strait.
Yeah.
And I think, I can't remember what the agreement was with the Russians, because I know I watched a video maybe like 2 years ago about this topic, but there was a potential plan to build another strait, an artificial one next to Istanbul.
Exactly like that.
So around here?
Exactly like that.
Ah, there we go.
But we don't want that one.
You don't want that one. Like, no, I'm guessing like it's a mega project.
It is, but we don't want that one
And
because
why have it? You essentially have Istanbul as an island, or the western part of Istanbul.
yes, you are right. Because we will kill all of the agriculture over there.
Yeah.
And so we will damage the ecologic culture.
I'm 3 glasses ahead of you in terms of the wine, by the way.
Because I spoke too much because of that one.
It's good. They keep speaking. Like, I'm learning a lot here, which is nice, and I'm hoping to actually visit there. This would be nice. Imagine like doing another one of these podcasts maybe in 2 years, and I will have visited Turkey at that point, so I'll be a lot more well versed.
And after we can discuss more things, okay? And so also, if you have I am here, and so I am in the Reghin now, and if you would like to travel to Turkey, before the travel to Turkey, we can also make another podcast together. No?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. And I'll definitely want to do the trip. I mean, I've already looked into which motorcycle I want to get and everything. So that's kind of on my list, the list of things that I want to do. And probably I'll do a short trip, something to Hungary or something first, get familiar with the motorcycle. But as soon as I do that, this will probably be my next trip. Turkey. A lot of people fly to Turkey from Romania, but they usually go to like Antalya.
I can never suggest you the Antalya.
Well, it's the touristy spot. Right?
Antalya is if you have a kids, I can accept that one.
Okay.
But if you don't have a kids, I can say to you, southwest of Turkey.
West of Turkey. Yeah. Well,
southwest, but not
southwest.
West. Yeah. Southwest.
Okay.
And where is it? If you come down. Okay.
Oh God, yeah, it's
Go.
south. Oh God, it's super south.
Yes, and I will tell you about the Bodrum.
Bodrum, which is
down
here. Oh, there we go.
I can tell you the Bodrum is wonderful.
I've heard about it. I mean, I've had some friends that visited Bodrum as well. I think I knew someone from there. Was it next? I won't go into it.
And also Bodrum. Another one is the Fethiye.
I'm not familiar with.
Yes, Fethiye also is the good.
But I haven't looked into that. But they're very south, so they're warmer as well.
Yes, right? Warmer as well, and also Datça.
Datça. There's a place called Datça.
Datça.
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Dacia, like the Romanian Dacia.
Yeah,
there's the car brand and everything. It's based on historical
I think
things.
After the Marmaris, it's a little bigger.
Okay.
Bigger. No. Marmaris. Go to the Marmaris and make it bigger.
Datça. Oh, there we go. This
Datça. Did you see?
Oh yeah, Datça. It's DATCH. There we go.
We can say Che.
Che. Yeah, because we have Hungarians have Che with C and S. Romanians have C and E, and then you have the C with the little the little tail.
Here is wonderful,
It looks wonderful from this photo. God, I definitely prefer being there right now.
I prefer that one to you because you are, you don't have a kids now, and so you can go to over there.
Yeah, it's an option, and you have Rhodos just next door.
Yeah, and also if you go to Turkey, I prefer to you by car.
It's better by car than by motorcycle.
Much more better.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're doing a long trip. You need a lot of luggage.
Yes, and also because, also if you like the historical place, you can see the Selçuk. Did you see the Selçuk?
Oh, yeah, there we go, Selçuk.
And so there is a more historical place from the
Okay, from this region and with
Greece time.
Greece times, yeah, from
yeah, it's from the Greece time, and this is wonderful
epoch. Yeah.
And if you like the scuba diving, I can prefer your Seferihisar.
There's a lot of places.
Yes.
Anybody listening to this, Hakan's giving us really good information here. And it's also cheaper, especially if you're earning in euros.
Yeah,
you're converting to Turkish lira.
I think our government politics like that.
Okay,
they increase the euro rate and because to get more tourists.
Mm-hmm. I can see that happening.
Because, for example, 2000 to 2010, we didn't have too much tourists.
Well, I know that Romanians but this is Romanians, and you probably didn't want Romania. You wanted Western tourists, people spending a lot of money.
Yes,
right?
and they are just, after that one, everybody started, But if you want, you can go to the by plane.
To Dubai.
Yes, by plane from the Istanbul to Bodrum, or Istanbul to Marmaris. There is a flights.
From Dubai, you mean?
No, from Istanbul.
Because I thought you said Dubai before. Sorry. Yeah.
No,
if you want to go
no.
by plane. Yeah. So there's
by
connections.
plane. Yeah.
But one of the biggest airlines in the world is Turkish Airlines, by the
Yeah,
way. So you have
and
good connections. Anything from Europe going
Yeah.
east or even Seychelles.
Yeah. Also, maybe you can find the direct flights. I don't know that one, but from the
There's-
Bucharest
Yeah, definitely. With Turkish, you
is
have
possibility, because I
Well,
know that one.
at
You
least
have a
to-
flight from the Kulush to Antalya.
to Antalya. Well, because of touristy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then from Bucharest, you have Istanbul and Ankara. Definitely, you have direct flights
Yeah.
there, and Budapest as well.
Yeah,
From that
and
perspective.
this is I love the Asian side. We call from Çanakkale to
It's so blue.
Fethiye, we call that one is the Asian side, okay?
It is because
Is-
of the
is-
Aegean Sea for anybody
Yes.
who's not familiar with the region.
And we can say the Asian side, and it's wonderful place. I love over there. But if you would like to see I don't like this one, and I wanted to see the more mountains, and I would like to see,
Well, yeah.
fresh air.
Cappadocia.
No,
Cappadocia. How do you
Cappa-
pronounce it? Is it Cappadocia? It's Cappadocia, right?
Cappadocia. We
Perfect.
say that one is the Cappadocia, but
Because a lot
if
of
you
people
want
say
to,
Cappadocia, which is like, it's not Italy, man. It's,
maybe it's possible. But if you would like to, the forest, you want to see the forest, and you can see the north of Turkey.
I'm seeing Kastamonu, which is weird. Is it the name of a town?
Yes,
I'm just-
city is the city.
Because I'm mentioning Kastamonu because we have the one of the biggest factories in our hometown is Kastamonu. So I'm
Ah.
guessing they're based in
I think so.
probably.
I think so because, for example,
I did not know that that it was a city.
that was yes.
Just because it was while I was growing up, it was called Problem, which is it's like pro wood. So just as literal translation, and they changed it to Kastamonu like a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I have no idea, and I wasn't familiar with the name. It sounded Turkish, but I didn't know that it was a city there.
It was the city over there, and also over there is a very good forest.
Okay, and I've cut you off. So you were talking about forests and mountains. So this is like a more attractive region. I'm guessing, even from the map, it looks green. So I'm guessing this is where the mountains are.
This side is more green, okay? But
Black
the
Sea.
most beautiful place is the very close to Georgia.
Close to Georgia.
Yes.
Let me try to get to Georgia here. There we go.
Yeah.
Close to Batumi.
Artvin.
Artvin, which is literally very close
And,
to Georgia.
Most good place is right side is written Shavshat.
Let's try the satellite view. Rough shot. There we go.
Yes, over there.
And you can see that it's a mountainous region. That's why I wanted to switch, but it's probably get a better view from,
And,
from this map.
From the Rize to others, from the Rize to Trabzon, there is a T-filed.
What?
T-filed.
T-filed.
Yes.
Well, what is that?
They are Harvard tea.
Oh,
Yes, Turkish tea.
Turkish tea.
Yes. They
So-
grow up the tea over there,
So tea farms?
tea farms.
Okay. That's interesting for me, knowing
because-
that we're producing
because,
teas.
Over there is the, how can I say, geographic forms is not, not flat. It's always the mountain,
Yeah. So you have a lot of stuff
And
growing on the side.
over there is too much humidity, and so just they can.
They have good vineyards as well, probably.
No,
Turkish wine?
No, they don't have.
Even if they're
Normally,
southern, like
the how can I say, much more the vineyard is the middle of Turkey. Cappadocia has a very over there is a very good wine producer.
okay. Aren't they sweet, like really sweet wines?
Depends on you. You know what you want. They have.
Okay.
And Shavshat is the wonderful place.
Shafshat. There we
Yes,
go.
how I know that
It's
one because
literally on the other side of the Black Sea.
did you see?
Yeah. It did look very green from this photo.
And because of I know over there, you know why? Because my wife's father born over there.
in Shafshat. Why can't I see it then again? Ugh, this map is so odd.
No, you are going
In the wrong
wrong way.
area. There we go.
Just a second, please. Let me see. Shavshat is the right and up.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yes, over there.
So east. looks very green.
Yeah, you know.
Well, from my perspective, like being in Romania and specifically Transylvania, we have a lot of green and mountains,
Yeah.
which is nice. So if I am to go to Turkey, initially I'll probably go south where the sea
Exactly,
is.
I am agree about you.
Very Aegean, turquoise blue
Exactly.
water. This is what I'm looking for.
And if you would like to see the turquoise blue sea, you
Yeah.
can go to the Çeşme.
Çeşme.
Is the Aegean side.
Well, yeah, like the Aegean Sea is extremely blue. Like I think the similar blue you can find in the Ionian Sea in Greece, but the turquoise, like the original turquoise, because that's why it's
Original
called turquoise
that one
because
it's original turquoise, you know. Çeşme is the Izmir. Go to the Izmir.
So Izmir area, there
And
we go.
Çeşme is the, did you see over there in the?
Oh yeah, all the way
Exactly.
west. This is like, isn't this like the most western? It's not the most western point of Turkey, but it could be, isn't it?
I told you, you should go to the.
Because like Çanakkale is a bit more west from here.
But don't think about that one. Over there is a highway.
Let me just click on it. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Beautiful place. It's close to the water. I'm a fan of the sea.
Just I would like to say that one. You cannot stay all of your vacation one hotel. Okay.
I can't. I never do. Like,
Okay, great. And so you can choose and I will give you the suggestion which place you can stay. Go, stay, and travel. Go, stay, and travel.
and like next door you have Chios, which is the Greek island. So I'm guessing you can just get over to Chios.
I
as well.
think so. I think so. You can go and cross and come back. You know, Chios is easy.
Yeah, but you have ferries according to Google Maps, but not from Çeşme, which is weird.
And also we have a now big ferry travel. You know, tour. It's
Not
going.
familiar with them.
Yes, and it's
Like a Turkish company. Is it?
Yeah, it's from the Turkish company.
Okay.
And so you can go.
Oh, there we go. No, it does show like Çeşme goes all the way to Chios. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I'm the type of person like the one thing that I love about traveling to some Greek island is because whenever I'm there, you know, you can spend a week there. They usually have like day cruises. Like they have a boat leaving, a ship leaving in the morning, and they take you over to different islands, and they stay there for like 2 or 3 hours, and you can visit it.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much why I'm looking forward to, just because you're visiting one place, but technically you can also visit in this situation a different country as well.
This is the better issue because all the night you can stay in the ferry. Okay, and so what does it mean?
Is it that far away though?
Normally, I promised to my wife
Okay.
we will make some travel with my daughter and with her. We will join to do some ferry tour, and it has too much. We will visit some place and something else and stay over there. Just night we will stay in the ferry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Just because I've been looking up, if I would want to go to Crete in Greece, then I'd have to get a ferry from Athens and stay on the ferry overnight because it's a long trip. It's like 8 or 9 hours or something like that.
Also, there is a 9 days or something else, 7 days or 9 days,
Wow.
It's wonderful. Now we will do this summer.
It's a short trip, like from Çeşme itself.
Yes, Çeşme from the Chios is the short trip, and I told you about this is 1 day.
Okay. So you can stay there for 1 day in your situation because of the fact that you're Turkish.
Yeah,
citizen.
from coming and night is turn back.
Okay, good enough. Even those day trips that they do in Greece as well, they're day trips. They stay there for like 2 hours. You go, you buy like some local olive oil or a refrigerator magnet, and you go back to the main island.
Yeah, and also Izmir is I believe if you stay in the city center of Izmir, you will enjoy too much things because
you think?
I believe that one because it's the city side safety and the different culture. It's not like a
I thought it said Barbados, but it's Barbaros.
Barbaros.
Close enough. So Izmir is really close. So it's difficult. I mean, I mentioned that it would be nice to do by motorcycle to actually go to Turkey and visit as many spots as you can, but I do not think you can do all these things in one trip. So in one trip, you can go to like Izmir, use Izmir as like a central area, and that's where you have your motorcycle, your accommodation, and then from there, you can drive to different places. If you're there for like 2 weeks, then you can go to Cheshme, you can go down further south as well.
Exactly.
Because even from here, Cappadocia is like super far away.
Yeah.
So you would have to go to the Cappadocia region.
But it's too far away.
It is. It's a big country. Like Turkey's a big country.
Yeah.
Again, you're still in Europe. I just want to point out to anybody maybe from the United States listening to this. We're still in the western part of Turkey here.
Yes. And if you would like to go to the Cappadocia, it takes minimum 10 hours.
Wow. From here, by car. Yeah.
By car.
Or motorcycle. In that situation, I prefer motorcycle just because you're outside. In the car, you're inside. In the safety of your car, it's a different experience.
But it is much, motorcycle a little, if you go to the Aegean side, this is a little, a little dangerous,
Is it?
Because not for the people, because of and don't think about the road. Always we have the 2 line.
2 lanes.
Yes,
okay.
2 lanes. Not any. You cannot see any 1 lanes during the road.
That is cool.
Because all of the city by the city we have 2 lines. Not.
So it's easy to pass trucks, lorries for British listeners.
Yes, you can see too much trucks on the road, and so trucks is the all of the world.
Yeah, because we have a lot of Turkish trucks crossing Romania as well, because going west they have to cross Romania, most of them.
And so if you ask me, I prefer the car. Always is the, because
I'll keep it in mind.
4 tiers is always safer than 2 tiers.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, we'll keep it in mind, definitely. And doing it by car is, again, it's a lot more comfortable than doing it by motorcycle.
Exactly.
Motorcycle is a bit more adventurous because it's more dangerous, I suppose.
No, you can see too much the tourists for the motorcycles. They are coming and they are traveling too much, and it's okay. But I prefer the cars always.
Okay, you prefer the cars. Myself looking into adventure motorcycles and adventure biking, I get a lot of advertisements as well about, you pay someone like a local guide, like 2,000 euros, and they'll drive you around Turkey with the motorcycle. Like, you bring your own bike, you bring your own things, but they'll guide you. They'll be your tour guide. Which is safe. Obviously, it's a lot safer because you have a local.
If you like that one, if you find that one is wonderful.
I know I'm a lone rider, so I just get on my motorcycle and I just drive wherever I feel. So if I drive in a group, it's nice. I can't say it's not, but it's almost like being in a bus.
I see.
Because you're driving with other people.
Yeah.
You're driving at their pace.
Yeah.
Or they're driving at your pace. It's different as well. You're stopping wherever they are stopping as well. It's not wherever you want to stop. Maybe I just want to stop in a random curve where I see a beautiful view, but they are going to a touristy spot. So that's where the next stop is. So it's kind of like traveling with a bus, but you can say that you were with a motorcycle, and you can post your photos on Instagram or Facebook that you've been by motorcycle to Turkey.
It's possible also if you have a tender.
Tender?
I think it's tender. Just a second. Let me check it.
We're not talking about Tinder, right?
Tent. Sorry.
A tent.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have a tent.
Okay.
And so put it your motorcycle, and you can find the special place for
camping.
the camping.
Okay, like a camping spot.
And so over there, water and the toilets, shower, everything over there.
Yeah, if they're open to tourists, then
exactly.
And I'm sure they want to have tourists. And I did mention like Euro Turkish lira right now. It's I don't know. Last time I checked, it was like 21. 21. Wow.
€1 is 21 Turkish lira.
So how is it for the people living in Turkey from this perspective?
It's too difficult now. It's so difficult now. But
I'm working in Forex. Like that was like I've been in Forex since 2012 specifically, when I actually started working for a brokerage company. Yeah. And in 2012, I remember euro versus Turkish lira was at 1-2, in the sense that €1 bought you 2 Turkish lira. But that changed. That changed a lot. Like while I was there, I think it went up to like 8.
It was the 8, and we shocked. And after it happened,
boom, went up to
11.
11, but
and after we shocked, another it came to 16.
And then
we
shocked
back well. And come down 14, and after now it's 21.
It's been 22 as well.
And if you now government is wants to stop that one, but after election,
I think after what do you think will happen to the lira after election?
After election, we are thinking about the minimum 20% is going up.
Going up, so gaining value.
Yeah.
So it should go. So euro, Turkish lira should go down from
25, 26.
So from 21 it should go down to
Going
lose
up.
value. So going, yeah, I think so. Like
25, 26.
regardless of who wins.
Who wins?
So I mean,
I believe, this is my, how can I say, this is my,
what do you think? Like
it's coming from my heart, it's my mind. I think Erdogan is gonna lost it.
You think he's gonna lose? Okay.
He's gonna lose it,
Because from the West they portray Erdogan as this dictator, because
he's, honestly speaking, you cannot see that when he's absolutely dictator, because but he wants to control everything with himself, and also he's the consulted person, not guide him good things. It's my opinion, because they would like to guide him what they want. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
They would like to guide him because of they want this way, and also he's getting old.
I suppose you have that as well.
We need the new.
He's been around for 20 years, but then they'd want someone who's representing the same values as Erdogan is, or representing the same party, pretty much.
No,
not the population, but the people that are in control, so to say, with the party.
I hope we can change it. That one,
that would be nice, because it would prove a few things different. So if Erdogan loses, then he's not a dictator, because then you have democracy in Turkey.
More democracy is coming.
So that's like full democracy then.
Yes, exactly.
Because he can lose. It means that he can lose. And I'm saying that as a Hungarian as well. Like obviously I'm following Hungarian politics as well.
Yeah.
You have Orban there, which is the prime minister. He's being called a dictator a lot by the West as well. But I do not think in the sense that he'd be a dictator, because he was elected. He was literally elected.
But I like the situation for the victims.
For the victims?
Yeah.
Who's the victims?
Sorry, for example, Syrians.
Syrians in the sense that
they stop to some place and they say about I cannot accept you.
Oh yeah, well,
that is the great idea.
Yeah, well, saying that, you'd be labeled a racist by some people, but that's the West again, and I agree. I have to agree. Obviously, I mean, and I know a lot of people that I went to university with, and everyone that would call Hungary racist and everything because they're not accepting Syrian refugees and all that stuff. And this was mainly in 2015 that you're mentioning, when the Syrian migrant wave hit, like the wave of so-called refugees. Immigrants. Yes, because they're
not victims, immigrants.
Western media would label them as refugees, but
refugees, yes.
But most of them are not Syrians. Most of them are not Syrian. Most of the Syrians that are actually fleeing or were fleeing the war went to Turkey.
Yeah, but because European Union supported Turkey, please keep them.
Yeah, so they're like, we'll give you money.
Give the money.
Please keep these refugees.
Keep them.
And then Turkey could always say, or Erdogan could always say, you're not going to give me this and that amount, then there you go. I'm giving you all these refugees.
Yes,
please.
He made it.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I thought it was a smart move. Because if you were to have refugees from Syria.
Too much, unbelievable.
It is. Especially, because you are originally from that area that you are close to Syria. You were close to Syria, so you have people there. You knew people there that I'm pretty sure are in direct contact with a lot of refugees as well. And it wasn't enough that those people had to deal with the war. Now they had to deal with an earthquake as well, which is insane. But I know that it's overwhelming for the Turks as well, for the Turkish, to actually take care of all these refugees. And I know, from a political perspective, all the political candidates had an anti-refugee policy. Kind of, they were advertising that they are going to send back the refugees from Syria in either 2 years or 1 year, or depends on the outlook.
First of all, I would like to say that they started to came after the Syrian, war.
Yeah,
and they are all of the Turkey now. I cannot say about the this
So it's
city.
not just like
No. It's
the
not,
southeastern
no,
region of Turkey.
no.
Okay.
For example, most of them is the Izmir now. So Izmir. Also, most of them is Istanbul.
Wow.
Is the also sort of Turkey? They had too much things, you know. Just I would like to give you the one more historical information.
Yeah.
Normally, Hatay was the Syrian land,
Okay.
and Atatürk made the referendum.
I'm just gonna go over there.
Down.
Down. Oh god. I'm going to Iran.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Still going
Yes,
east. There we go.
Antakya. It's written Antakya now.
There we
Did
go.
you see? That side,
Antakya.
yes.
There we go.
It was that site was the Syrian land.
This is part of Syria.
Yes,
Okay.
and now is that picture is the wonderful picture. You
Yeah, but it's
cannot
not
see now is like that.
because of the earthquake.
Yes,
Okay.
is the totally flat now.
Holy God. I'm pretty sure anybody listening from the West cannot even imagine what that would
You
look
cannot
like.
imagine. You cannot. Nobody described that one to you.
It's like a dystopian
Yeah.
movie. The way I imagine it, I'd love to visit it simply to see what it's like and to actually face reality and see like this
If you
happens now.
If you see, go and check it. It's unbelievable. Anyway, that one is the before the after the independence of Turkey. It was the Syrian land,
Okay.
and Atatürk wants that land to get back. And they say, and they went to do, I think it's referendum.
Referendum. Yeah.
They went to the referendum and they say we want to Turkey.
Okay. Like the
Yes, and
people living in the region. Okay.
but Atatürk didn't say that one. I think just a second. I think because it was the Atatürk target.
Okay. If you want to look it up,
Just a second.
it's an interesting region in general. It does bring me to a different place that's in Syria right now, where I know that I don't remember what the location was, but I know that they wanted to do an artificial lake. And it used to be like, there was a small dot, a small space, and I can't see it on the map right now. It used to be part of Turkey. It's because a historical figure from Turkey was buried there. So that's his burial ground. And wherever Syria made their artificial lake, it would have covered most of the Turkish space. And they moved the burial ground. I can't remember who this was. And I know that they moved the place. They even moved, so they moved the burial ground of said historical figure closer to Turkey, and they removed it again, and then moved it again. That is almost part of Turkey now, but it's still kind of an exclave of Turkey. But if you're not familiar with the topic, it's fine. We can move on from it, and I'll come back to it, and we'll talk about it next time we'll be on the podcast, because obviously then it's not Atatürk.
No. And Atatürk, after the Atatürk, they joined that one, but
Okay.
Atatürk wanted that one is the too much, And
but it's so interesting. Like this region, because of the war as well. I've watched a video about Turkey sort of invading Syria right now, and I'm saying invading because they're not invading it.
I would like to say that one.
Please. Yeah.
And normally, why Turkey attacked the Syrian land? Normally, we cannot do that one. Okay, because if every day, if you get some rockets from your neighbor, what you have to do it? You have to get the land, make a free zone over there.
Yeah, police the land.
No, not police land, like freedom,
But somebody has to police it.
Nobody is stay this line, and so what does it mean? Nobody send it to rockets to this line because it's the far away.
Yeah,
and because of that, Turkey started to get a land from the Syria and get a line,
a line like a 30-kilometer,
yes,
like a 20-mile for anybody from
from
the
that one, 30 kilometers.
Yeah, which I think, but
from the Kobani, I think something, and the Azaz, Telferat, and Arfin is under the Turkish controls now.
Which one?
Afrin.
Afrin. Where is it?
Back.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
East, west. Sorry, Afrin.
Yes, now is under the Turkish control.
It's good to know. And wasn't it because most of this region of Syria, so the eastern part, northeastern part of Syria is mostly Kurdish as well.
Yes.
And they've been armed by the United States to fight ISIS.
Because because of that one, Turkey wants, okay, what are you doing?
Yeah, with all those weapons now.
And you are giving the weapons then, and they are attacked to us.
Yeah, because, I mean, for anybody that's not familiar with not familiar with the Kurdish situation, they're a big nation.
Yep.
That's spanning across Syria, Turkey, Iraq, and these three countries, right? But they don't have their own nation, right? And there is the danger that Syrian Kurds that are now
normally
armed.
They are not Syrian Kurds. They came from the Iraq.
So they're Iraqi.
But not how can I say? Over there is the Kurdistan. We say that one is in Turkey. We call that one is the north of Iraq.
Okay.
But over there is some how can I say, some two army, Peshmerga.
Okay.
Another one is the YPG.
I haven't heard of these.
Yes, because nobody knows that one. And after
I'm just going to zoom out so Iraq is going to be visible here as well.
And our YPG is the dangerous, not another things.
Armenia. There we go. So this is Iran. Erbil. Oh, there we go.
Iraq is the Iraq.
Yeah. Sorry, Iraq. Because I have a close friend, by the way, from originally from this region, from the Iraqi region, a Kurdish friend that's living in Germany as well. We haven't spoken about this topic a lot. I just looked this up myself, and because of the fact that the Syrian Kurds have been armed by the United States, there is the threat that they may kind of incite the rest of the Kurds outside of Syria to kind of ask for autonomy or fight for autonomy as well, because they have the weapons now. And this could be one of the reasons why Turkey would have said, okay, we'll cut you off. Like, you can stay where you are in Syria and do your thing, but don't try to instigate Turkish Kurds to go for the whole autonomy idea.
Exactly.
It makes sense. And what's the point of that? Like, or what would be the end goal? To actually have like a Kurdish state, like a Kurdish country, Kurdistan.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing that would be the end goal. And people are not familiar with this situation. Everybody's following Russia, Ukraine right now. That's the whole main topic generally in the West. Mm-hmm. But this thing where Turkey did this free zone, this 30-kilometer free zone, that was recent. This was like a month ago or something.
No, it was not months ago. It was started, I think, minimum 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years ago already?
Yes.
So I'm not familiar with it, even though I'm looking into it myself.
And so it's coming from the, is very long way, It's coming from the Şanlıurfa and the other side, and it's going to the till.
Okay.
But some places still in the YPG, and it's okay. And most of them side is our side.
Okay.
Because we, if you don't do that one, they are sending all of the rockets to your land, and you lost your citizens.
Yeah. You do not want that.
Yeah, and
especially like you're close to Israel as well, and they have that stuff. Like Israel with Palestine, they have the whole rockets flying almost every day. Which is a weird, different situation, obviously, and you don't want that to happen.
Don't think about that one. If you look at make a small map, make a small map, please.
Like zoom in or zoom out.
Small. Look at. This is the channel. This is the way. And what does it mean?
Silk
the
Road.
Way is going to from the Asian to Europe.
The Silk Road.
And so it is the most critical place.
Yeah, it is because of this.
Up is the Russia.
Yeah, which right now is a bit off. There's a word for that, and I can't remember it. Like, it's not off topic. It's off the table. You can't go into Russia right now.
Yes, and so if you, for example,
off limits. That's what I was looking for.
Yes, and the west side is the Europe, right?
And right side you're in Asia. Already.
Yeah, Africa.
But why do you think this was always such an unstable region? I mean, historically speaking, most of civilization came from this region.
Yes.
Like you had, like in Iraq as well, you had Babylon as well, and Mesopotamia
Because of
as well.
the oil. The problem is
Yeah,
coming
but that
from
was like before oil was even a relevant form of energy. I'm saying like this before,
Now
like
is
4,000 years ago.
now coming is the natural gas.
Yeah, you
Because
have gas as well, LPG.
and
But then
you-
you have Qatar, which is like the main source of LPG from the region, like the Middle Eastern region.
don't think about that one. And if you went to do Iran,
Okay.
and you would see over there is the too much the natural gas, because they have a too much natural gas, and so they don't want to make the earthquake, and they are fighting that one.
Okay, yeah, because of fracking, I think it is. Like
Don't because of the shake the
because
make
if you move, because it's pressurized gas, right? So if it's
Yeah.
underground, there's pressure. If you bring up the gas, then the land is going to become unstable
Exactly.
and
exactly
can
because
collapse,
of
and
that
you
one.
have sinkholes and all that.
And during the way you can see the different place, different place, and different how can I say?
But this would also explain like the current conflict situation between Iran and its
But
neighbors as well.
If you don't, how can I say? Iran has a embargo,
Embargo.
and because of that one, you cannot,
Yeah,
they
I'm
are firing
curious.
the.
I'm curious if they'd still have this embargo if they wouldn't have gas and oil.
Maybe 1979. Before 1979, they had a Shah,
No, I'm not familiar.
Reza Shah. I have been in Iran 10 months.
Nice.
During the Shah time, they were the top, unbelievable. Is the
So Iran was. I've seen comparison photos, like Iran in the 70s and Iran in I think it was 2015 when I've seen this. Like everybody
different.
it was a modern country. It was
Exactly
very developed country at that point.
1978, 1975 they were more modern country in the Middle East.
And don't forget your thoughts. If you want to have a smoke, maybe, and after you finish that sip of wine, I've already finished most of the bottle, so I'll bring down another bottle. If that's okay.
That's okay, but time is 9. Slowly.
We're getting close to 9. It's like we'll do another half now. I know whenever you want to finish, we can finish it. But
okay,
but
And-
let's
and
bring another.
We will
bottle.
make it a second.
Yeah, we'll do another
It's
bottle.
much more better.
This is fun, right? Like,
Yes, it's so
fun
nice
to talk about it, right?
Normally we can speak that one on the coffee shop or bar, but now we
Yeah,
are
but
speaking on the.
It's more professional because you have like a map as well
Exactly.
to look at it, and it makes more sense to me. It's not like I have to
Exactly.
imagine it in my head. I can actually see the map in front of me, and anybody listening to this, it's an interesting discussion.
It's wonderful,
Yeah, like I'll just pause it now. We just realized we don't need.
But
The-
you will
the break.
bring it when I am leaving. You will bring it one.
I'll bring you one more. Yeah, like
This is
another
for
bottle.
me.
Yeah, I had to have fun tonight.
Great, and
Sorry, I was interrupting you. So we're talking about Iran.
yeah, and that time is Iran was more modern. They don't have a mullah. They don't have a,
It wasn't this predominantly Sharia Muslims. Like Sharia wasn't like the main base of their legal system.
They say that one is the mullah.
Okay, like I wasn't familiar with that.
And mullah is the after that one they changed, they revolution that one, and they changed, everything is changed over there.
Well, nowadays especially like
This is the difficult time now for the people.
yeah, even this situation with that one girl being executed because of whatever her beliefs were. I'm sorry for anybody Iranian listening to this, and I'm saying whatever. I'm not familiar with this situation, and please pardon me. I'm not Western. I'm somewhere in the middle there. I'm familiar with the situation. I don't know who the girl was. I know it was because she wasn't wearing a headscarf, and with that, she was kind of protesting the situation in Iran where women have to wear a headscarf.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the whole thing that started a revolution in Iran.
But
I don't know if this
I don't
was-
think so.
Was it started by the citizens, or was it because of outside influence? Because
I
you can
don't
have the
know that one.
conspiracy, like you can have the conspiracy that maybe somebody else started that revolution.
I don't have any idea about that one.
Yeah, okay, so but you have a good idea of how Iran was before
Yes, I know that one.
In the
because
70s.
Yes, I lived over there.
When was this?
I lived over there 10 months because
And,
of
when?
1930. Sorry, 2013, I think.
2013.
Yeah.
Not long. Not,
10
that was
years
10 years
ago.
ago. That was 10 years ago, yeah. Let me help you with a little bit of Colina. It's just amazing wine. With the Fetiasca Negra. I have to look it up in English, but the Fetiasca Negra is...
It's wonderful. I love it.
I'm glad you do.
And
We'll share it and we'll go to the vineyard as well if you want. You are in the area, so as long as you're here before you're moving to somewhere else, maybe back to Iran, don't go to Iran right now.
I can go because
but the one person that I know from Iran says never go to Iran.
I will go. I like the Iran.
Okay. Well, it's a beautiful country.
Yes, it's wonderful country, and the people is unbelievable. Everybody wants to help you. Everybody is our culture and their culture is very closed.
Yeah. Even geographically, your neighbors. So.
And also, if you see the real Iranian, they are so polite. They can, if they make a mistake, they say several times apologize to you. Yeah. And they can never, for example, they can never turn back to your face.
Yeah.
Never. Just if once that one, they say sorry, so sorry, again, so sorry, and then after turn back and suddenly turn back, to your face again.
Interesting. I mean, I know one, I had like a university colleague from Iran as well, from Tehran, and she did give me a lot of information about Iran, and I've learned a lot from her of Iran. And I know that they're like, again, very family oriented as well, and like everybody in their community is very close to each other as well. The way you've mentioned as well in Turkey, and when we started the podcast with your neighbors, like everybody's very close. It's like almost being in a family.
Yeah.
So that's the way Iranians are as well from this perspective.
And how can I say? I would like to say I met over there one person. He is real from Iran, and we are still on the communication each other. And I told him always he's like my blood brother, not brother, He's like my blood brother,
Nice.
100% I trust him, and also he trusts me very well. If I have any things and we are speaking together, we are doing together, Now he's in Canada, and he's going back to Iran now. I think today.
Literally.
Yes, he has a flight now, and he's going back to Tehran now. And after Tehran, he will just come to visit me to Istanbul, just visit me. Because
tell him to stop by in Romania as well.
We will come. We have a program. We have a plan now, and he will come to here.
Okay. Let me know whenever he's here.
Yes, podcast you can make it also.
I can do a podcast with him if he's open to doing one. Like,
no, he's open. He's most open person.
That's good. And I'd love to speak with someone from Iran, considering the current situation right now in Iran. Mm-hmm. Anybody bringing information from there is very relevant. As long as he can openly talk about it, because I don't want to put anyone in danger, because I know he would be literally physically in danger.
Yeah.
If he talk about, too openly about the situation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but he's okay. And so he's wonderful. He's so polite. I love him, like my real brother, Yeah. And I would like to give you my experience about Iraq.
Okay.
I have been to Iraq.
Into Iraq as well.
Yes,
You've been to a lot of places. You're well traveled.
Because of when I was working in one of the food ingredients company, I was the executive sales.
Okay. You were in sales. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do come off as a good person in
because
sales.
Of that, when I had traveled too much. Mm-hmm. One day I stayed in Baghdad. We went to the Baghdad for the business trip, and one day 17 bomb exploded.
17 bombs exploded?
Yes.
Was it because of the American?
It was no, because that one is Baghdad was the very dangerous.
Oh, because terrorist situation.
2 days we didn't go out any place because
I'm not
of
surprised.
yes, we didn't go any place from the hotel, and we stayed hotel, and it
And
was
for anybody not
it was,
familiar,
you know,
like Baghdad it's close to Kuwait, right? No, it's actually my
middle
bad.
of the
It's in the
Iraq.
middle of Iraq. Yeah. And for anybody from listening from the United States, this is called Iraq, not Iraq. Just wanted
They
to point
say
that out.
Iraq, huh?
Well, the name is Iraq, right? It's
Yes.
not, but it's not Iraq.
No, Iraq.
The way
no.
George
no,
Bush
no.
would pronounce it, like
Really?
Iraq. Yeah.
No.
And still TV connection.
Yeah, and I stayed over there, and it was
You were in back. And what was it about? Like, was this before the? Actually, it wasn't before. When was this? When America pretty much invaded?
no after America. It was Saddam Hussein.
Oh yeah, it was because of Saddam, right?
Yes, and they killed the Saddam Hussein, and they wanted to control the Iraq, and after
Yeah.
some, how can I say, some
It's such a complex topic, by the way.
it's
like-
unbelievable, you know.
Because I can't imagine why people would want to blow up their local people on this some level.
That is their citizen, you know. This I cannot believe that one.
Yeah, I mean, if it would be Americans blowing them up, well, you're invading on some level. Then yeah, that's pretty much what you're doing. But if locals are, and that's why I'm saying that it's complex, is because just knowing about the Kurds as well that are living in Iraq as well. I'm not saying that it was Kurds that blew that up, but God, it's a complex situation. It's not like just Iraqis living in Iraq. There's probably multiple
Yeah,
sub-nations as well, sub-religious views as well, and that may have had something to do with people blowing stuff up.
yeah.
Well,
This
no,
is the
and you were
unbelievable.
there,
You
you
know?
were there, you were there.
Yes, and it's
Insane.
unbelievable. You know,
That's
how can I
insane.
explain that one? You know, this is the anyway.
I thought you were going to say that it was Americans, probably, which would have.
No, I didn't say that
Mm.
one because it was that time is Iraq was not good situation. You know, it was so difficult. How can I say? Is the completely mixed? You know, how can I say? I cannot describe that one. That is because everywhere was started the bombing, you know, blowing up and everything. And anyway, it was the past.
Is the past, and this was when was this? Because Iran was 2013. You mentioned roughly,
Yeah.
and Iraq. When was this? A rough idea, like doesn't have to be specific.
Just a second. I came back from the Iran that time.
So it was after 2013.
Yeah, 2012 or something else, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so it was around there.
Yeah. Not
Not a lot of people get to say that. Like, I was in Baghdad and, a few bombs went off, so we decided not to leave the hotel because it might not be a good idea. But then something similar happened was it in Istanbul as well, like a terrorist attack on the airport?
Yes.
I think it was. I don't know when that was. I think I was still in London, so this must have been like 2014, 15, roughly around there. I
Yes.
can't remember what it was about, but I just remember the vibe. Like, if somebody would have said, like, "Oh, let's go for a holiday to Turkey," a lot of people would have said, like, "Yeah, maybe not."
But yes, we lost too much to tourists at that time. So,
Yeah,
you know,
and
because
I'm not surprised.
I don't know that one, but it was the Turkish has said that time. Turkish had some how can I say, some politics
Okay,
problems, you know, because of that one it came.
that reminds
I
me.
am not sure about that one, and so I don't want to open the subject.
Okay, yeah, let's not go into
If
that
I
because
am
I have
sure,
no
I can
information
open that
either.
one, but I don't. I am not sure, and so this is the effect.
That's good enough. I know that some people benefited from that in the sense that they traveled cheaply to Turkey, but I'm pretty sure the people that died during the attack had not benefited,
But
especially
it
their
was
families.
Istanbul, you know. If you Antalya or something else, it was the more safety and so more relaxed because Antalya is the touristic
Yeah, well,
place.
it's south. It's super
And
south.
so-
But a lot of people have no idea. Like even local, like don't want to bash Romanians.
Just
for this,
you
but
can hear
people
about
do
the
not know where
Exactly.
Antalya is.
And no, that is the action because if you say about the Turkey is the some attack the airport, what does it mean? They are saying about the all of the Turkey, but all of Istanbul it was,
Istanbul
so
is
far
away. It's super far away. It's like Istanbul, just to point out, like Istanbul is almost the same distance as we are from Istanbul right now. Is Istanbul that is from Antalya. It's not the same distance,
No,
but it's
yes, you're
like
right.
Istanbul from Bucharest and Istanbul to Antalya. It's
the
roughly
same.
the same situation.
Same kilometer.
Distance, sorry.
Yeah,
So,
same distance,
There you
so
go.
Just that one.
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. So moving on from terrorist attacks and bombs going off. Current situation, political situation in Turkey, because we will
do that one. Is the next
next
podcast.
one, like
yes,
just
because I will prepare some things and we can discuss about that one is the more.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I'm just because I'm not familiar at all with the situation.
Yeah.
Like, who is the other potential candidate that could win the election? Because I'm not familiar at all.
Normally, there is 4 people. One of them is the Erdogan. Another one is the Kılıçdaroğlu.
Okay.
Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. Another one is the Muammer İnce. Another one is the Sinan Oğal. And Muammer İnce and Sinan Oğal they are weak.
Okay.
And so it's gonna be going, Kılıçdaroğlu and Erdogan.
And didn't they do like the opposition? Didn't they do a coalition?
Yes, and just I would like to say
Go
that
ahead,
one.
yeah.
Erdogan is the right side.
Yeah.
And Kılıçdaroğlu is the left side.
Mm-hmm.
But Kılıçdaroğlu is you cannot describe that one he's only in the left side.
Okay.
Because they have an organization now, and so they political, I think 6 political party is get together with
it's
with
coalition. That's the thing.
the coalition. It's like a coalition, but they would like to join the election together.
Yeah. So the votes won't get splitted. Anybody voting against Erdogan will not vote for different parties. They'll vote for one party, which is a coalition of different parties, and then
6 parties and 1, 2, 3. Just a second, please. I think 4 party is coming from the right side.
Okay,
but and one of them is the left side, and another also they have they supported this coalition
as well.
And so I think.
But there's a different one as well from the right as well. A different.
Yes, this is different, but
so they could split. They could take some votes from Erdogan.
No, don't think about this is the socialist or this is this is the
right or left.
Right or left,
Yeah.
Don't think about that one. Just they wants to be together to better Turkey.
To better Turkey. So that's the slogan, right?
Yeah.
Just saying this as a comparison. At the last election, the Hungarians have done this as well. So there was a coalition of multiple parties. I have no idea how many parties there were.
Mm-hmm.
And their main target wasn't necessarily to better Hungary. The main target was to dethrone Orban or Fidesz, their main party, or Orban's party. They pretty much failed. So based on empirical or statistical evidence, so to say, I have a feeling that Erdogan will stay in power in Turkey. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing for Turkey in the long run.
I hope we cannot, we can, honestly, is my idea. And so I am, it is, how can I say, time is finished for him.
I think it's finished.
Yes, it's finished now. And so it is okay now. And he wants to be retired now. And
you think?
Yes, he wants to be with about his grandchild. And,
I can see him being with, his
it's
family.
much more better. It's much more better for us. Much more
for the Turks, for the Turkish.
Yes, exactly.
People, to give the throne over to someone else to take over.
Because we have too much foreigner now. We have too much we give too much the citizenship to foreigners. Because if you have 250,000
you mentioned that.
And so you can buy everything what you want.
And you can, if you have the citizenship, you can buy land, you can buy local companies as well.
I think land is. I think so. Also, the land.
If you have citizenship, then probably yes, because I think even Romania has a law that says that only Romanians are allowed to own land. Obviously, there's loopholes, and
it was same like
foreigners.
as Romania.
Okay.
Nobody foreigner cannot buy any land from the Turkey.
Mm.
And they
I may be wrong
changed.
though, by the way, about Romania.
Romania is the same. Romania,
same?
you cannot buy any land from the Romania and others. For
Only if you like 1%.
If you have a relationship, I mean, if you have a Romanian citizen, you can get it. But if you are foreigner, you cannot buy any land. But this is the land.
This land, okay.
Is okay,
not
apartment or something else, you can do that one. It is the easy way.
Okay, but not land.
Not land.
It's different, yeah.
And according to that one, we sold too much the land to Qatar.
Qatar. Wow, this brings up a different topic.
Because of the Channel Istanbul.
Okay.
You understand? And all of the Channel Istanbul other side, we sold that one is the Qatars.
And they bought land in the Istanbul Channel region?
Yes, they sold it, because of you can see that one you can see the channel, and this is the big buildings.
Also, like everything. A beautiful,
exactly.
Property. Qatar owns a lot of property in London as well, and around the world. This is like the Qatari sovereign wealth fund. So it's like the Qatari money they make from natural gas, they invest it into different things.
Yeah, because of Turkey sold too much the lands for the Qatars. Anyway, don't think about that one. Yeah. If you have a 250,000
it's not a big amount.
No, it's not like a big for the here and for the yours, but you can come and you can buy the flat.
But it does bring me back to the fact that I think there's a lot of countries. I don't know. We started speaking about Malta at that point, but
yes, but
Cyprus is like that. Bahamas, I think.
But Turkey, this is it is too easy, and so you are giving the citizenship.
That's the odd thing, that you're giving citizenship to a person from a big country that has a lot of influence. Because otherwise, if you're talking about offshore countries, Cyprus, Vanuatu, or Seychelles, wherever. They're like, okay, you can get the citizenship, but what will it get you unless you are like somebody that's doing something illegal?
Yes, you are selling your country.
On some level, yes.
And so if you ask me that one, if you say, okay, Hakan, and so we would like to give you your citizenship, okay, thank you very much.
So if I buy an apartment in Istanbul, I can be Turkish?
Yes.
Okay, like 250,000 minimum.
Yes, but according to your rules, it is not so easy. You have to know Romanian.
Yeah.
They will ask you about some historical questions.
Yeah, as well.
And so is the difficult one. It's the very good idea, but we are giving about the money, okay? And this is my land.
Personally, I know what you're talking about, and I want to kind of go into detail for listeners to understand as well. Like, as someone being born in Romania, as a Hungarian being born in Romania, I wasn't born with a Hungarian citizenship. That changed when Hungary changed its law, saying that Hungarians abroad can obtain Hungarian citizenship. They just have to prove that one of their ancestors was Hungarian. Mm-hmm. They can speak Hungarian, and they know obviously something about Hungarian history as well. We went through the whole process back in, I don't know, it was some 2010 or somewhere around there. And I've obtained the Hungarian citizenship as well. And at that point, Hungarians could travel to the United States without a visa. So we had this so-called ESTA system, which I can't remember what it stands for. But you went online, you've told them, like, I'm going to the US on this date till this date, and it automatically got approved. I didn't have to go to Budapest or Bucharest to their embassy for an interview to tell them, like, these are my intentions, and they have to approve it or deny it. But that changed now after COVID. So with COVID, a lot of people got denied anyway entry to the United States. But even after COVID, the United States said, like, you gave away citizenship to too many people that are actually not Hungarian and are kind of benefiting from this ESTA system as well. So even in Romania, there's a lot of Romanians that got Hungarian citizenship, even though they don't speak a word of Hungarian.
Yeah.
They could have some ancestor and they proved it, or they could have faked some paperwork. And I can see how that would benefit Hungary as a country as well, just to say that they've gained another Hungarian citizen that is living abroad as well, kind of to prove some of their points or kind of aid them on some level in terms of politics. But yeah, that again, this is the thing. It changed, and from 2010 or roughly around there till today, it used to be fair, and it probably is fairly easy to get Hungarian citizenship, at least for Hungary's neighbors or people living around Hungary. But for Romania, it's probably a different situation. I think for Romania, like for Moldavians, it's easy to get Romanian citizenship because they speak Romanian as well, on top of Russian. Most of them, and it depends because they have like, it's a complex historical situation. And I think this is kind of the reason why Romania never went against this idea that Hungary gave Hungarian citizenship to its Hungarians living abroad. So in Romania, in our situation, it's because they have their Moldavians living in Moldavia.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Slovakia didn't have something similar, and they kind of went against this idea and said, like, if you are going to pick up a Hungarian citizenship, you're going to have to drop your Slovakian one. So kind of to disincentivize Slovakian Hungarians to get their Hungarian citizenship.
I see.
So, but again, this is like a vague. Like I'm just touching upon this subject because it's very deep. There's a lot of history involved, and it's not worth going into that right now just because it's getting late as well. And you haven't finished. You haven't had a lot of wine though, even though you said you enjoy it.
Yes, but now I am drinking. It's okay now. I am happy.
Yeah, but thank you. Like, cheers again for going into a lot of information here and for giving me a lot of information about Turkey. Like again, about a lot of places that I wasn't familiar with before. And anybody listening to this, like, definitely visit Turkey, especially still while it's almost free. Like, it's not free, obviously, but it's still cheap.
Next time, we will discuss about the next podcast is going to be cheese, okay?
Cheese. By the way, just to point out, like, Hakan is a food engineer. He mentioned that, but he's working for a local cheese factory as well. And he's one of the top ones. Like, it's one thing that I remember that we spoke about at Dogma.
Yeah.
Is some of the cheese products, like mozzarella as well, you brought it up.
Yep.
And I'm a fan of mozzarella. This is kind of the reason why I still remember it. And how different it is. Like mozzarella for pizza is completely different from, like, the recipe is different from like the small mozzarella balls.
Ball mozzarellas. Okay, and next time I will explain about the more cheese, okay? We can discuss about the more cheese.
Okay.
For example, cheddar, gorgonzola.
I'm not going to stop you even now. Like, I'm a fan of cheese. I'm trying to avoid it because I've gained a lot of weight and I'm trying to.
No problem. I will arrange it I will also make some presentation to you. Okay. And we will make it together, okay?
Together. If you want to bring some cheese, I'm okay with that as well.
Okay, sure. I will bring it to you.
I'll bring the wine, you bring the cheese.
Yes, sure. I will bring it my products to you, okay?
Please do. Like, sure. I've tasted most of them because the company you're working for has attended some local expos as well.
Yeah.
And I've tried all of them.
No, we can try it together. We can make it and we can try it everything together.
We can make cheese. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Not here, but it's not possible. But
I know what you mean.
But we will taste it, okay?
We will taste it and we will tell potential listeners how much we're enjoying this good cheese.
Yes.
That's good.
Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you, Hakan, for doing the first episode of the Transylvanian Nights podcast. This is what I decided to call it. So
but we have to do that when it's the more, okay?
More.
I love it.
And by then, thank you, please. I'm looking forward to it. And probably by then, so this is like, when are we doing this? This is like 17th of April. So there's a good chance that the elections will have happened by then. And I'm just curious about the political situation.
Forget it, the political, and we will discuss more more things.
We'll talk about cheese, but like I cannot avoid the political situation in the sense, not because of politics and the way Turkey will move ahead. I'm more curious about the Turkish lira. As someone who's trading currencies, I'm following the Turkish lira as well, amongst other things. But I can't see my mouse again. And that's pretty much what I'm curious about, like what the lira will do after the election. It's a common consensus that it will lose value regardless of who
after 14th of the May. We will discuss about the politics. Okay,
we'll do. And until then, we'll probably have a few more drinks.
After the 14th of next, how can I say 14th of the May, don't speak any politics, okay?
We don't do politics after 14th of May. Okay,
and
I'll
so
keep
we
that
can,
in mind.
We can find another subject because I
There's so
love,
many other
this is the very nice speaking each other, and so
Yeah.
next time I promise you we will arrange it and we will make it another
And cheese.
podcast.
Another
Cheese.
podcast with cheese and no politics. I'll remember that.
Yes, okay.
Hakan, thank you again.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.